Shalom, family. Welcome to today. The verse I have for you is 1 Corinthians 5, verses 7 through 8. It says, "For Messiah, our Passover lamb, was sacrificed for us. So then, let us keep the feast, not with the old leaven, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth." This evening begins the 7-day feast of unleavened bread, which immediately follows the 1-day feast of Passover. The two feasts have blurred together, and today they are often referred to as the 8 days of Passover. However, in Jesus' time, it was common to call all 8 days the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The feast is called unleavened bread because during these 7 days, God commands us to eat unleavened bread to remember the Israelites left the land of Egypt in such haste there was no time for the bread dough to rise. Some might think it's silly to celebrate a seemingly small detail of the Exodus story for an entire week, but it's a fast. And when you go a week eating matzah instead of bread, let me tell you, God will reveal a lot of wonderful new revelations to you. I think about how God didn't free the Israelites one by one or in small groups. The requirement was that the nation of Israel be freed altogether in one miraculous night. The Israelites were taking only what God instructed them to take, including the unleavened bread, and leaving everything else behind. Yeshua did the same thing for his church. He saved us collectively, all at once, in one miraculous act. In answering his call, we leave our old lives in haste. Sin is often pictured as unleavened or as leaven in scripture. A little leaven rapidly spreads throughout the dough, contaminating it, souring it, fermenting it, and swelling it to many times its original size. Sin does the same thing in our lives. Sin contaminates our lives. Unchecked and unrepented for, it will sour our lives, stirring up trouble, ultimately growing into more sin. God takes this comparison so seriously that not only is the eating of leavened foods forbidden during the feast, but the presence of leaven within one's house and even looking at leaven is unlawful. Leaven also mirrors the decaying process. For believers in Yeshua, the greatest significance of this holiday is Yeshua is the unleavened bread. He lived a sinless or unleavened life, and he fulfilled the feast in his burial because his body did not decay in the grave. Passover speaks of redemption. Unleavened bread speaks of sanctification. Today, my prayer is we remember the power Yeshua has given us over sin. In God's sight, we are now unleavened, pure, and justified. Sin doesn't control us any longer. We choose to keep it or throw it out. I love you all. Have a blessed day. Shalom.